This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs of you and never take a moment to think about what you need for yourself. Therapy can give you the tools to find a more balance in your life so you keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/IDK today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/IDK.
Oh, gotta think of these. Hey Jude. Yesterday, Helter Skelter, Barbie Girl. Which one is not a Beatles song? You might find out. But I don't know about that. Who did Barbie Girl? Was that Aqua?
Aqua, yeah.
Aqua. Yes, that one's
Wait,
not. That
how
one's
did you
not.
know that quick?
Because
I knew
that's a song that I grew
Aqua?
up with. No, Aqua.
I'm a Barbie Girl.
I know the song, but I don't know.
I think I've told you guys the story, but the first time I ever heard that song, I was in the car with my mom, and I sat out in the car once we were home for hours waiting for it to play again because I only caught the end of it, and I was like, "What was that?"
Okay, Barbie, let's go party. I was the same way with I'm Too Sexy.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, there was a song on the Muppet Show one time that I wanted, so I kept watching the Muppet Show when they played it again. It was that Buffalo Springfield song.
For what it's worth.
Happening. Yeah. Stop being. What's that sound?
That's a good one.
But they had all these Muppets, and they would pop out of these. It was really well done, and I was like, "This is gonna be the episode where they replay it," and they never did.
It's funny. Sometimes there's a Muppet version, which is your favorite version of a song. Leo Sayers. You make me feel like dancing. I wanna dance the night away. His Muppet version's the best version.
But it's still him singing it.
Like, it's good. He's dancing with Muppets. It's the best one.
I've never even looked up the. You know what? Now the internet exists. Why would I have not looked this up by now?
Yeah, it's not the time.
You're gonna heal your inner child right
it's not
now.
the time. We're not going to listen to your whole song, are we?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Can you believe it? It came up. So that was the thing about it. I told you. I think I've told you this before. Is like I remember like crying to my mother because I was about 9, 8 or something like that, and I was big into pandas for a small bit. I really liked pandas. There was pandas at the Sydney Zoo and all that type of stuff, and they were going to show the birth of a panda. And it's very rare to videotape a birth of panda on this thing. And I set the video and I set the AM PM wrong. And I remember saying to my mum, I said, "I'll never get the chance to ever see it. Oh, no." And now if I want to see a panda being born, I can see fucking 20 different ones at the drop of a hat. While I'm stopped at a stoplight, I can see panda birth.
Yeah.
Off I go. I was talking to Adam Carolla. I was on Adam Carolla's podcast. Do you know that we rent the pandas, that the Chinese always own the pandas, that we never own them? Right?
Rent pandas?
What do you mean?
The Chinese, this is how they fuel their army, right? Yeah, in the zoos. And we're not allowed to name them either. So they own the pandas at all time, and we have to pay. There's something like it's an immense amount of money over the years that there's something like 14 pandas in America or something, right? And we have to pay for the pandas. We rent them from the Chinese government, right? And I'm like, fuck me. If Australia started doing that with koalas, which we should, everyone loves those fucking things, right? We started renting out our koalas.
Yeah.
That would be good for the economy in Australia.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah.
You should do that yourself.
Like kangaroos, we're never going to be able to rent out a kangaroo.
Quokka.
You could rent a quokka all day.
Because a quokka,
Yeah.
they're like so docile.
Where are you going to get one?
Like,
Yeah. I'd like a quokka in my house. I'd clean up after it and everything. If there was a quokka in my house, I'd be happy as a pig and shit.
you need couples and they have friends.
The zoo pays an annual fee, usually $500,000 to $1 million each, to keep the pandas.
Ah, man, yeah.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
Not worth it.
Yeah, but the Chinese are taking the piss. Fucking send the pandas back. Fuck them. I don't want them. When you see one panda, you've seen them all.
I've never had an
Oh,
urge
when a
to see
cub is
panda.
born, the zoos pay China an extra one-time fee of $400,000.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so you don't even
We
want
made
it,
it
you don't even
pregnant.
want it to be born. Yeah.
Even when one's born in America, and it should be an American citizen, anchor baby at the very least, right?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Dual
Right?
citizen.
Yeah, when it comes in, it's still owned by the Chinese. Get the fuck out of here, China.
It's like being like in what do you call it? The embassies and stuff there.
I reckon we set the pandas loose and let them mate in the wild, and so we have a bigger panda operation, just like that, like
What are they? They don't. I think they eat
bamboo.
bamboo.
They like bamboo.
So where are we getting?
We put some bamboo out in the fields in
Just drunk-
Oklahoma.
They're just drunk bears.
yeah. But that's outrageous. Panda fees.
That's a lot.
Why don't you start the what do you call
Well, I'm not as in with the Australian government as you would think.
it? Oh, okay.
Like,
No, you were.
if I ran, I'd get votes. But no, I don't. I don't know anyone in
You
Australia.
should run for something.
Yeah.
You should run for mayor of a small town.
I'm
could
more
probably
small town in Australia.
You could win mayor of a small
Oh,
town.
really? Like, I get called.
I'll run it, though. I'll
I
be
get
vice
called
mayor.
the lefty fucking shill. I can't go into a small town.
No, but a small town that you know, you have. You look at where your tickets were bought. You find a small town where it's pretty good. You know.
Well, you think I could be mayor of Dubbo or something?
Yeah, I don't even know what Dubbo is.
Dubbo's a medium-sized town.
Dubbo. And then
Tamworth,
I'll be
even
vice
bigger.
mayor. You appoint me vice mayor.
Yeah.
And then I'll move there and I'll run the town. You're
All
running
I'll
it, but
put
I
it
will be
forward.
doing it secretly.
Okay, my hometown of my father, Roma.
Yeah.
I'll go run for
That's
mayor of Roma,
There's
Queensland.
A lot of bugs there, though.
Oh yeah, I'm not
That's
going.
cool.
I just come in for events.
Yeah.
Just cut a bit of tape. Roma.
Yeah, I'll do the
If
rest.
you're listening in
yeah,
Roma, let
this
us
is my
know.
play to move
And
to Australia.
also the Bears. There's a lot of talk now. The cat's out of the bag a little bit. We're trying to get him in the Pacific Islands.
What do you mean the cat's out of the bag?
Well, I told you this a long time ago,
Yeah.
but I never told it publicly because we were still talking between Perth and Pacific Islands.
Yeah.
And so I'm going for the Pacific Islands. I'll be happy with
'Cause of
Perth.
the
No
vacays?
problem. Yeah. Well, also I'd like to own a small bit of a sporting team where I could go down to Samoa or Papua
Yeah.
New Guinea and.
Fiji?
Yeah, I'd like to get in the back of a van and drive down, wave at everyone.
There he is.
Yeah.
Minority owner.
Minority owner. Yeah. I could call myself a minority for the first time ever.
Yeah, okay.
Minority owner.
Right.
Very minority. Very hard to say that word, huh?
Well, you say it a lot.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a difficult one.
Try it again.
Minor minority.
Minor minority? Is what
Yeah,
you're trying to
minor
say?
minority. Miniature minor minority. He's a miniature minority, majority minority.
Yeah. Speaking of minority, you're in a really white area right now. We're
Where?
currently in Vienna and Zurich, somewhere in between there.
If it's not that white, they've got a lot of immigration there now. It's not like bloody World War II.
Hitler's from there, but yeah.
Hitler. Look, Hitler. Right?
I like Vienna.
Yeah, Hitler's not running the place now.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of Hitler material in my recent show, and I will have to do it in Berlin. And I haven't planned this, but for whatever reason, I'm performing on Hitler's birthday, 4/20, right? In
Berlin.
In Berlin.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, I'm
good.
looking at it right now.
This-
So you've already done it. This has already happened. Yeah.
I've only ever done 2 shows. This is my second show in Berlin. Second show in my whole life in Berlin. And the second one out of 365 days of the year, I've chosen Hitler's birthday. I haven't chosen it. The book has put me there and I go there. And the only reason I know that is because a lot of people have been like, looking forward to seeing you on Hitler's birthday. I don't know if I'm drawing the right crowd.
It's also 420. Yeah, they should be like, and also you like weed now, so
Yeah, I'm going to get stoned in Berlin on Hitler's birthday at 4:20. It's all going to come together, and then like a bloody vortex is going to open up in front of me like a movie. Because
Let us know how the future is.
that venue's awesome. We played there last time. Remember the one with the ceiling that like when
Oh, I love a roof.
no, like this, like that. That's what we played.
I remember this one. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good
the
roof.
Tempodrome.
The Tempodrome, they were good last time.
Yeah, that was
One of
good.
my favourite gigs I've ever done was I did a gig in Copenhagen, I believe, that I just thought was a belter. I think we did a couple of nights there, but one of the nights was like,
They're really good.
they were really good.
I was thinking he was good, and we didn't go there last time, and now you're doing too.
Well,
We've already done all these shows.
wonderful.
We've already been in Helsinki and Copenhagen, as this wants to
Me
say.
and my-
They were great again.
Me and my wife were in the infancy of our relationship when we were in Copenhagen last time, and we were in love and walking around Copenhagen, still in love. And we went to the Tivoli, and it was still cold, and they had one of those swinging chairs, a theme park in the middle of Copenhagen, the spinning chairs that go around like this.
Yeah.
And we got up there, we had a double seat, we were holding each other's hands, lovely, and then it took us way up high, and it was fucking as cold as I've ever been in my life. I was dying. I was like, please let us down. Like came off shivering with icicles off me nose and shit.
I dropped my phone. So in the Tivoli, so I was taking a picture. Like I was riding bikes around with Amos, and then Amos
Also falling in love.
You got a lot of phone problems with Amos.
No.
You should-
Amos's phone was he didn't have like he didn't have it like set up for overseas or whatever. So to get back to our hotel via phone, you had to have on the
maps.
the GPS. He just takes off ahead of me. I'm like, all right, well, good luck getting back to the hotel. You know, so then I just stopped and I went to take a picture of something in the Tivoli Gardens, which is like, I guess Walt Disney, right?
It's older than Disney.
It's right in the
by a mile.
center of Copenhagen. And I was like putting it through the gate thing, and I went, and it fell inside. So I'd have to pay like whatever it is, $30 to get in there or something. No. But it was way far in the thing. So I just started yelling at people, hey. But it's also another country. So people are not only not speaking your language.
There's nothing like a loud American yelling at you through a fence.
My phone is phone here, me. Finally, someone gave it to me. It took about 40 minutes to get that. I was like, should have just paid the money.
Did you make it back home okay?
You see him
alive.
You see.
No, Amos.
Oh no, Amos died.
I got back to the hotel that has a king bed with 2 twins. That's the only thing I don't like about the Norwegian.
Oh, they just push 2
They're
beds
like,
together?
oh, it's a king bed, and then you get there, and it's 2 little
It's
beds.
2 twins, and they also I went on a Kentucky tour where it's just like you pay, and they take you to all these different places in Europe, and you get drunk, and everyone's under 27, so you're all like really like there's New Zealanders, Australians, Americans, all stuff. So you're all on a bus together, going from city to city, and you're getting wasted the whole time. Fun times, but it's like you would have to share a room for the price you're paying with a stranger if you weren't going with someone else. I was going by myself, and then you're like, that's no problem, a couple of beds, right? No, they put you on one of those beds. Like, this is a double. It's just a split.
Yeah.
There's not even a gap.
Oh, jeez.
Not even a gap. And I went to the Germany World Cup 2006 with my dad, and I had to sleep next to my father like that on these twin rooms. With my dad just washing his underwear in the sink every day.
That's right. He only takes 1 pair. Right?
He took 2 outfits. He was with us for months. 2 outfits. He wears an outfit, washes an outfit. He has 1 outfit drying. The other one he's wearing. He always smells good.
He doesn't waste his time with decision
and
fatigue.
all he has is a little backpack, and months. No problem.
That's the JJ Whitehead version.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. It's an admirable. Like when I'm on the road in Britain just then, I ran out of socks. So I had to buy like 20 new pairs of socks to last me until the end of the thing. And then my bag was filled with smelly socks. It makes everything else smell.
Right. Follow us on Instagram, IDKAT Podcast, and on Patreon. Subscribe to us. It's Patreon something.
How do you not remember?
I don't know.
Try it. Try it.
IDKAT Patreon.
Patreon.com/IDKAT. There you go.
So go to jimjefferies.com because we've got a whole lot of North American dates as well. And there's some of the cities have sold out. Many of the ones in Canada, and so we've added another one. And we might be adding a couple more to the American dates as well that are close to selling out. But we might not. So get your tickets.
Get on there. And do that, and then listen to
it's wonderful. Everyone's coming back out. It's taken this long for numbers to pick up with live audiences since COVID, like where everyone's just like, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are.
It's taken this long, I'm telling you.
I know. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah, I thought.
I'm not convinced.
Your band's only been around since COVID. You can't judge your ticket sales.
These COVID numbers.
Yeah. You're like, if it wasn't for COVID, the doohickeys would be selling out arenas.
A label would answer my phone calls.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about the doohickeys. Doohickeys have been entering competition. I've seen them. I've had them open for me.
I know.
The doohickeys.
He's got another show next.
I'm not afraid of the doohickeys.
Like 2 weeks ago at this point. Yeah.
That was great. Wasn't here.
Amos went to see the doohickeys. And
I was shocked by that when I saw his Instagram stories.
Yeah, he didn't get a phone thrown at him or nothing.
It's good.
I went and saw him. I saw you guys at the Escondite.
Yeah, you saw me downtown.
Bianca and I
Fun
went
gig.
there.
I saw you at that one place, and I'm going to your show next week.
Hell yeah.
Support the doohickeys.
Tommy Caprio's coming in town.
Tickets on sales at doohickeys.org.
I go to every show, but I don't want Jack to get nervous.
Yeah,
You know, in disguise.
Yeah, so I come in a trench coat and a fedora with a fake moustache, and I just look like 2 kids on each other's shoulders.
I've noticed
I sort of
you.
waddle in like that.
Woohoo! That's how you do. Woohoo!
Yeah. Occasionally, a small child just opens up the trench coat and sticks his face out near me, just to give the effect.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really gonna sell it.
Yeah.
Who's the kid?
It's mine. It's Hank.
Okay.
Don't find one off the street. It's not weird or nothing. It's a good way to get Hank into a bar and for me to look like I'm disguised as 2 children.
That's good.
And spend quality time.
Yeah, and quality time. Get in the trench coat.
Yeah.
Like, all right, then.
Please welcome our guest today, Kelsey Cook.
Hello, Kelsey. Now it's time to play.
Yes, no. Judging a book by its cover.
All right.
All right.
What's Kelsey here to talk about?
We have Kelsey Cook here. I know Kelsey, and I think I can guess this right away. Just from the background, there seems to be an air conditioning vent. So I'm going to say that it's foosball, table football, table soccer. What do we call it? What's its official name?
I think foosball, right, Kelsey?
Foosball, yeah. People hear me say it with that S sound, and people think that they're mispronouncing it if they say foosball, more with a Z. But you can technically say it either way. There's not a wrong way between those.
Is it called foosball all around the world? Because I feel like it was called table football in
soccer.
England or table soccer.
Or whiff waff.
Was it not called whiff
Yeah,
waff?
table soccer.
Wasn't that
In France, it's called baby foot, which I love. I think that's
Because they all look like
amazing.
baby's foots. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. In Mexico, it's called stillborns.
Okay.
L stillborns, I know. Right?
Ah, yeah. You know the language.
Well, it's L or La. Depends if it's a boy or girl. So,
No, I think the little tiny, I won't call them little men. I think they are them, they, and theys. I think they're non-gender. They're non-binary, the
anyone,
players.
they don't have faces.
Definitely.
Very progressive.
Very
game of foosball.
progressive. I don't like the red team because, having problems with China at the moment. So I try to stick away from that one.
Well, let me tell everybody listening, if they don't know who Kelsey Cook is already, she is a comedian, and her special, The Hustler, is available on YouTube right now. As of this taping, I think you have like 917,000 views, so get over there, watch it. Let's get it to 1 million.
Let's
I
get
think.
it to 1 million.
Yeah, I was watching
Thank
this.
you.
Super funny, and that's awesome too. Like you're doing,
That's
it's crushing on that.
outstanding numbers.
Yes. And then
Thank you. Thanks.
she is also the co-host of the Self-Helpless podcast, and she's on tour right now, and you can get tickets at kelseycook.com, and you can find all of her socials on there. I think it's Kelsey Cook Comedy on Instagram and Kelsey Cook on Twitter and so forth. So thanks for being here. I mean, for people that don't know, how do you know about foosball? How are you an expert in foosball? Like, let us a little background.
Yeah, so my parents met playing in a professional foosball tournament in the 80s.
Tale
So
as old
I-
as time.
I literally would not exist if it weren't for foosball, which is very sad. But that is
funny
the
'cause
foundation of my life.
A lot of children
And
don't exist
then-
because of foosball.
Yeah. So they started training me when I was 2 years old. And they would have me stand on a stool so I could be tall enough to see the top of the table. And then they'd put their hands on my hands and train me. And then my parents got divorced a few years later because foosball is not a strong foundation for a marriage. But they continued to train me. And so, yeah, my whole family and I are actually world champion foosball players.
World champion.
Wow.
Is there?
That's such an epic life story.
Yeah, I feel like there's a movie or at least a
yeah,
documentary in that.
100%.
This podcast.
Yes. So, so a documentary called Foosballers came out about 3 years ago, and they aired it on ESPN, and it's really great. It's you can buy it on Apple, I believe, but yeah, it's a really well done documentary.
But you're in that documentary, or your parents are? Or?
Yeah, I'm in it. My mom's in it. It's a really great documentary. They follow some of the top players in the world on their year-long journey to the World Championships. And oh my God, I know I'm biased, obviously, because it's foosball, but I do think people, if you are interested in learning more about it, it's such a great way to do it.
Wait, I looked at your bio before, and I've known you for a while, obviously, but I looked at your bio and it said one of your parents is a yo-yo champion too, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of circus nonsense.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Did you not have a TV growing up?
Yeah. Just weird carny shit. But yeah, my dad is a slam poetry champion and an international yo-yo man. He plays trumpet for a living. It's just this weird.
No wonder your
me
parents
becoming
got
a
divorced
comedian.
with all those women chasing your dad.
Too many opportunities. Yeah. So they were very, generally pretty supportive of me starting comedy because I think they couldn't judge me choosing a weird life path. It's like, well, what the fuck? And you think I'm going to be a doctor after watching you guys do this? It's like, this is what I assume people do is just weird circus stuff.
I feel like the yo-yo's primed to come because it's sort of every decade it has a little 6-month period where everyone goes crazy for the yo-yo, and you show up at school, and it was a Simpsons episode. You show up at school and everyone's got a yo-yo. I went through 2 phases of yo-yo, and I feel like it's been a good 15 years since we've had a yo-yo thing.
It's coming back.
Yeah,
I feel like
there'll
there's
probably
always-
be a yo-yo trick person on TikTok that.
But you want like
Yes.
what they did with yo-yos is they got the technology too good. They put the springs in so it goes straight up. They made them thicker so they weigh and stuff like that. You want the original Coca-Cola or Fanta ones that were just the slightly slimmer ones. They're the ones that you can do the real trick. I can rock. I can rock the cradle. I can walk a dog.
I can't do
And I
anything.
can do it. I can do a spin. But that's all. But I start to lose like all the blood to my fingers and just be like,
You could try the Diabolo yo-yo, the one with the string.
no, I'm not bloody doing that. I'm not some guy on Venice Beach trying to impress 20-year-old girls or something. I don't need to do
girls with that.
Yeah, well, everyone's got an angle, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be slam poetry, yo-yos, foosball. You got to play to your strengths.
There was a yo-yo guy. His name was K-Strass. You ever seen that guy? Did I show it to you?
I don't know. Keep going.
But he was, I don't know if you saw this, Kelsey, ever. He's a comedian. He was in like a season of Better Call Saul too. He's an actor. But he dressed up in like these kind of like lederhosen and stuff. And he went on morning radio in like the Midwest or morning TV and said he does environmental education through yo-yos. And he would go on there. His name's Kevin something K-Strass. K-Strass. If you put K-Strass yo-yo guy, you can see all the videos. And all these people thought he was real, and he just every time he starts doing a trick, it flies off or hits him in the head, and then he says all this inappropriate shit about like how you should raise your children and stuff. And he got on like 5 or 6 morning shows in the Midwest, and some people were like, "Hey, you shouldn't book this guy. Like he's like a
Oh my God, incredible.
yeah." So
Wow.
K-Strass.
Yeah, I should tell my dad to go do that shit. That'd be great.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask Jim some questions about foosball, and then you're gonna listen to his answers, Kelsey. And when he's done, saying what he knows about foosball, then you're gonna grade him 0 through 10. 10 is the most accurate, and Kelly here is gonna grade him on confidence 0 through 10. I'm gonna grade him on etc. We'll add those scores all together, and if you score 20 through 30, Jim, you're a Foo Fighters ball. You get where this is going.
Yeah.
All right. 11 through 20, thanks for everything, Tu Wong Foo Ball.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was a good movie.
Someone's been up late, not working.
Nah, I did it this morning. Yeah, because last episode I really didn't.
No,
yeah,
you
phoned it in.
Yeah, I wasn't. 0 through 10. What a Foo believes ball. Do you know?
What a Foos believes.
Yeah, it's Michael McDonald.
No, I don't know.
Don't.
All right. Well, that's what you're gonna be.
I don't know.
All right, that was fun. Jim, in what country was foosball invented?
Because it has a foreign-sounding name,
Yeah,
I'm going to give it to Italy.
Italy. Okay.
Yeah, the Italians like soccer. The Italians also foosball.
Okay. What year was the first patent for foosball granted?
Or I'd say 1927. It's the year I always throw out.
Yeah, sure.
It was a popular band of Australia in the 80s called 1927, and that's why I always.
Oh wow.
You did say that the other day. Yeah.
What is the maximum number of players on a foosball table?
Goalkeeper. See, sometimes
I think this means actual humans, though.
4.
Yeah, right? Isn't that what we're asking, Kelsey?
Or are you talking the little men?
I feel like it's a better question to ask how many men are on the
Yeah,
foosball
yeah.
table.
Okay.
Yeah,
How many
okay.
of the little?
Well, see, sometimes you see those dodgy ones where they've got like a goalkeeper and then they've got 2 blokes next to him. Fuck those ones. What you need is the table that has the little ridges in the corner so the ball rolls back, right? There's nothing worse than getting stuck and then you bang, bang, bang. So I'm going to go 1, 3, 4, 2. So that's 10. I'm going to say 20.
20. Okay. How many rods are typically on a foosball table?
8.
8. How many players are on each rod in a standard foosball? I guess is what you were just saying. So 2.
Yeah. So you'd have all 4 of your rods,
Yeah.
or you'd do 2 rods,
What is the name of the
whether you're
move?
playing doubles or singles.
What is the name of the move where the man is spun around a ball before being shot?
You're not meant to spin. You're not meant to spin them like that. You're not meant to go.
I don't know.
You're not meant to.
Yeah.
Illegal.
Okay.
So the move doesn't have a name though.
So it's illegal?
Bicycle
name.
kick.
Okay. What is the name of the move where the ball is flicked into the air before being shot?
Whoa.
I didn't even know that you could do that.
What?
This is silly now. There's no one can do that. I'm sure Kelsey can. This is the thing with things like this, right? So I got a mate who is a competitive ping pong player or whiff waff, whatever you want to call it, right? And so he gets really upset when he meets people who when he meets people who go, oh yeah, I'm good at ping pong, right? And he always goes, yeah, what type of bat do you use? What type of ball? What type of skins do you have on you? And I'm like, cut it out. The guy means he beats his brothers in the garage. That's what he means. He's the best in his family. He's not entering competitively. So I think I'm a reasonable foosball player, but obviously I would get my ass kicked by Kelsey. But I like pinball. I'm better than
pinball.
I'm a better than average pinball player.
Yeah.
I'm a top 10 percenter in pinball, but I'm not a top 1 percenter.
Yep. Took your high score off the Munsters.
Yeah, but fucking hell.
What is the name?
I'll take that machine back tomorrow if you keep bragging.
It's in Florida. What is the name of the move where the ball is? I don't know if you're gonna know any of these. If you're just gonna say you can't do these,
We didn't answer the last one, right?
It's impossible.
Kick flick.
He's good at
Kickflip.
pinball.
Kick flip.
What is the name of the move where the ball's banked off the corner of the table before being shot?
Oh, 1-2.
1-2.
Yeah.
What is the name of the move where the ball's passed between players on the same rod? You know, when you like dribbling. I don't know.
Passing. Yeah, you're
There's
passing.
a move. There's a name. I'm assuming. Or else this question will be
butt shuffle.
butt shuffle.
I
What is
like butt shuffle.
What is the name of the move where the ball is shot directly from the goalie position into the opponent's goal?
Hail Mary.
Okay. What is the name of the international organization that governs foosball competitions?
Fooza, like FIFA.
Yeah.
It should be that if it's
Yeah,
not.
Fooza.
Wait, so foosfa? Like
Yeah,
FIFA?
Foosfa.
Foosfa. Okay. Like what does that stand for?
Foosball Federation Association.
Yeah, that makes sense. Federation
Yeah.
Association. What is the name of the largest foosball tournament in the world?
The World Cup of Foosball. The World Cup.
World Cup. And who is considered the greatest foosball player of all time?
Kelsey Cook.
Hey.
You're not even going to say one of the parents? Or?
No. Bloody, that guy's focusing too much on his poetry and not enough on his fucking foosball. I don't think he's much chop.
What is the name of the 1994 comedy movie that featured foosball as a major plot point?
The 19 what?
I don't know. 1994 comedy movie that featured foosball as a major plot point.
The little known Porky's 4. And you spin it around and then a top fell off. You know what I mean? That's all those movies. You can't make those movies anymore.
Yeah, they're all shot in South Florida. A lot of them were shot in South
Well,
Florida.
it's just like we didn't have internet porn. Like now you don't need it because you can just see boobs whenever you want. But there was a hunger back when I was a child. This movie has tits 4 times. You're like, I'm in. I'll watch the whole thing.
What is the name of the video game series that features foosball as a mini game?
FIFA.
Okay, yeah. I was
FIFA.
thinking it was Call of Duty.
No,
Gotta go into a certain room.
I'll go FIFA. I'll go. No, I tell you what. I'll go. Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need for yourself. But when you spend all the time giving, it can leave us feeling stretched thin and burnt out. Therapy can give you the tools to find a more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. If you've benefited from therapy, feel free to share your experience. That would be me. I take therapy all the time. I'm on therapy now. Not this exact moment, I'm reading an ad break. I had to break my therapy session to do this. I'm feeling like I'm spiraling into turmoil as we speak. But I've always found therapy has helped me. Look, I'll put it this way, it can't hurt. Give it a go. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched up with licensed therapists and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/IDK today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/IDK.
All right, Kelsey. How did Jim do on his knowledge of foosballs? 0 through 10. 10's the best.
I
get a point for knowing what it is. 2, yeah.
I'm gonna say a 2. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
The confidence, though, my God, just right out the gate, so confident with some of those answers. I was cracking up.
There you go, Kelly.
Well, Kelly, how is his confidence?
Yeah, how do you get confidence,
I mean,
Kelly?
very confident in his numbers of players and stuff like that, but any of the shots he wasn't. So middle of the road, I'm going to give him a 5.
5, so we got 7. All right, I'll give you a 10 for et cetera. Thanks.
Sure.
Thanks for everything, 2-1 Foo.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
the best one.
Yeah.
You didn't want to do confusion?
No, I was trying to stay away from anything that sounded, because I had like
don't have to do the voice.
I had egg foo young ball in there. but
Oh
I just
yeah,
thought-
egg foo young.
Yeah, well, maybe I should have. Okay, edit that in. All right.
You're gonna get invited to National Egg Foo Young Day with me.
What is that?
How about Kung Fu's
my holiday.
ball?
Yeah, well, I already had like Tu Wong Fu. I thought. Let's move on. All right. In what country? In which country was foosball invented? Jim says Italy. Is that-
Technically the UK, but it did. I mean, I want to give Jim credit that it was in Europe. It did start in Europe. So,
All right.
But
Continent.
when you look online, it's the UK.
Yeah, but they're not even part of Europe anymore.
Yeah, it's because foos does sound not like I wouldn't have guessed UK. Because when I was in Germany, I remember there was a thing where it was foos gangen, and it meant like people walking or people feet. So foos. Does foos mean
okay.
foot?
I think it would be a good thing in a horror film where a guy just like gets a field and puts rods through people's chests and has to spin them around. That'd be
That's actually,
Yeah,
that
it's
actually
Squid
is a
Game.
good idea.
yeah, that'd be like a saw type of thing. Just poof, these floppy legs just keep them alive a little bit.
Well, edit that out. You're gonna write that.
Nah,
Don't want to steal that
I've
idea.
got lots of other ideas. I give that one to the world.
Kelsey can do it. She got the knowledge. What year was the first patent for a foosball granted? Was it 1927? Hope it wasn't.
Jim was actually very close. I believe it was 1921. It's in the 20s. So Jim, you were close on that.
Yeah, if you
Not
say
sh- not
1927 enough, eventually you'll get it right. Yeah.
Eventually, things
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
1921. So the Second World War hasn't started. The First World War's just ended.
Yeah.
Britain was a plucky upstart of a country that was like, we got to rally together. Germany's economy was in the toilet. Eh?
Is there Jim? Jim
It's a different
mentioned.
time.
Jim
Everyone
men-
was dancing to the Charleston.
Okay, I'm just letting you keep going.
Okay.
You done?
Silent movies were on the rise. First Chinese restaurant in America. In San Francisco.
What?
Yeah,
My
check
God,
that out,
New
man.
York.
Check that out.
Is Jim okay? When he was talking about those little corner pieces, I just thought about this. You know, with those little ramps in the corner or something. Is that
Yeah,
illegal, or is that not like a standard foosball? I feel like, yeah.
So those tables with the ramps and the one man on your back rod are more European based. So this question could have two possible answers. So on a European table, or the models where it is the ramped up corners, there are 22 men on those tables. So then the ones that you can see more in the States where it's 3 men on the back, those would be 26 men on the table.
I don't agree with that because if you put 3 men at the back, then no players will ever be offside. And it's not like legitimate football. You don't have defenders just stand back there the whole time.
Oh, it's okay. So
Right.
so there's 26 on the other ones and 22
Yeah.
on the. Okay.
I wasn't far. I said
Yeah.
20.
I just put one together. The one I put together sucks. It's like it was if I spent $150 on a foosball table, that's not a good one, right?
Ooh, man. Yeah, just put that in an alley somewhere and walk away. That's not going to
It's
be
in an
a good table.
Airbnb,
Look,
so that's why.
yeah, these things aren't for fun, Forrest. It's not a hobby.
Well, it's in the Airbnb.
You got to invest.
Yeah.
What does a good one cost?
I don't know.
$600.
About $2,500.
Holy shit.
What?
Then I haven't got the good one.
Yeah, there's one out here in the studio.
Foyer.
area,
Yeah,
the foyer.
that's
Is that the
so
one?
that was from Rissa Fury. So that's the table that we used to play on for my web series, and that one runs a little less expensive, maybe closer to like 800, 700, and that's a really nice table too.
Maybe I'll get one of those instead. 'Cause it's already falling apart. I've gotten a lot of messages from the Airbnb people. They're like, your table needs to be tightened. Yeah, it was $140. So what do you want? I knew it was going to fall apart. You don't?
Yeah.
And do you do that series anymore, Rissa Fury, or no?
So we're waiting to start it up with a new network because we had to stop with All Things Comedy. There's just too many things on their plate. But yeah, there are 25 episodes on YouTube right now, and you guys should go binge them if you haven't yet. And yeah, I'm very excited to start it up again. And Jim would love to have you on.
I'd love to be on it. Has anyone ever beaten you? No. Anyone come close?
No. Nick Thune was pretty good, but yeah, nobody's won.
do you get nervous?
I have such
Yeah.
an Sorry, go ahead.
Do you get nervous you're going to lose to anybody, or no? You're just so that confident when you're playing dumb comedians.
I feel pretty confident when I'm playing comedians because I just have such an unfair advantage. I've been playing for 32 years. That's just a lot longer than most comics. I mean, most comics have never even touched a table.
It's like when someone else tries to wank me off. They can't do it as fast. I've owned the equipment for too long.
You know the cheat codes. Yeah.
All right. And how many rods are typically on a foosball table? Is it 8?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, it is. I thought that was wrong. I put one together recently.
I think you have a bad table.
Whatever's. Forrest, you have to send me a picture of this table.
I think you put together Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
It's on Airbnb. I'll send you a link. You can see a picture of the table there. It looks good in the picture. But the other stuff in the game room is really good. It's the pinball machine Jim's taking back there.
No, you can keep it.
Okay.
Maybe people can use it as a foosball table. Shove some rods in there.
How many players on each rod and a standard foosball setup? Yeah, so was that? So there's one in the regular, but then 3 in European? Is that what you're saying?
What? In the goalkeeper?
Switched.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 in America, 1 in European.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you've got 2 on your right hand of your goalie. And then the opponent has 3, right, that they're going to shoot with on their forward. And then you've got 2 5 bars. So that's what it's called. Those 2 rods in the middle where you serve the ball. Those have 5 men on each of them. And then it mirrors on the other side.
And what is the name of the move where the man is spun around a ball before being shot? Is it illegal?
So I knew what you were saying, Jim. It is true that spinning is illegal, but there is a shot called the rollover shot where you pin the ball and then you put the handle on your wrist and you move it around. And when you're ready to shoot, you roll up and catch the handle. So the man technically only goes about 330 degrees. It doesn't go past 360 degrees, but you're getting that massive wind up. That's one of the hardest shots to defend in terms of power because it's being hit so fast.
Yeah. So if it doesn't go 360, it's not illegal then?
Yeah.
Right. It has to go past 360.
Yeah, you can spin it the whole way, but you can't go.
I mean, I'm terrible at this, so it doesn't matter. But I always. Like,
I don't have time today, but we'll have a game soon out there.
Oh yeah, I don't have time today either. But next week.
Yeah. We'll put it in the diary, Jack.
And then we'll go to Bill's Burgers afterwards.
Yeah, we have Bill's Burgers, and then
we gotta get to Bill's before he dies.
That hot dog.
Yeah,
Bill's. What is the name of the move where the ball's flicked into the air before being shot? Jim says not possible.
Yeah, how do you flick it in the air?
Yeah, kickflip. Then he said.
So, I'll send you guys a video of me doing one. It's called an aerial shot. So you scoop the ball up with your 2 back men, and it's sitting up on top of the player's feet. And then you quickly move it on top of the man and like fling your wrist so hard that it catapults it over all the guys into the other goal.
What? Yeah, she's not worried about playing other comedians.
What the fuck? Like you're getting it up with 2 players and stuff like that. I'm only focusing on one handle at a time. I always keep one handle on the goalkeeper and then I move my arm around the other 3 like this. I'm just goalkeeper ready.
I panic the whole time, but let's send us that video, please. I want to see that. That's all right.
I will. Yeah.
So, how many hours have you played this, Kelsey? Thousands.
Long time. But I will say nobody really does an aerial shot in a match. It's just not a very practical shot. But if you want to impress somebody, I was gonna say if you want to get laid, but also it's like nobody's fucking from foosball except my parents. Apparently.
I don't know. I'm wet.
But,
I know when I go down to the pinball tournaments that it's it's rough down there. Good people.
Yeah, remember there was some pinball game came out and we went to the Meltdown when the Meltdown still exists. Remember? I forget what game that was.
Yeah,
it was
me
and you
Transformers or something.
Me and you and a lot of other dudes that might not have showered.
I was at one in Pittsburgh, like a world championship type of thing, and I was doing well. I got through the first half of the field and I was playing well, and I think there was some pinball guys there that were in their community quite famous, right? And then I show up and I'm not famous, but I'm more famous than in the pinball community. And they were really mean to me. One of the nerds walked past me and just sort of bumped me in the shoulder like out of a high school movie and went, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see you." Like that, right? And I'm like, Getting picked on by pinball nerds.
You're not
man.
royalty in his world.
Yeah. It's like, you're in my
peasant, yeah.
fucking home now. You're in my house. There was a lot of that shit going on.
Jeez.
Yeah, they made aggressive. King of Kong in that movie.
The King of Kong folk. Oof, don't want to mess with them.
Yeah.
They'll fuck you over.
Yeah.
Have you ever been at a pinball tournament? Has there been a big controversy where they're like, that table's rigged, it's on a
Foosball.
slight slant? Oh, foosball, and it's got a slight slant, or the players are greased up, or something like that.
The players are too sexy. It's distracting.
My players are on steroids.
Yeah.
So they make sure at the major tournaments that the tables are level. So they will put an actual level on there, because that's a really big problem, is if the feet are not all leveled out and you've got a slight roll, it can completely fuck over the entire game. So that's an important thing. People make sure that it's level. But other than that, you can get called for jarring, which is if you're playing defense so aggressively that you're moving the opponent's ball. Like if I'm just getting ready to shoot it, but you're moving your rod so fast that it shakes the ball, that's illegal.
Is there umpires, and do they wear the stripy umpire outfits?
There are referees. Sometimes people wear striped shirts. Most of the time they're just dressed like other players. But yeah, there are actual refs. There are time limits on each rod as well. So if somebody's holding the ball or taking too long to shoot, then you'll lose the ball that way too.
Wow. And what's it first to? What's the score first to what?
So to 5. And it's usually, depending on the event, it'll be best 2 out of 3 or best 3 out of 5. So yeah, but it's always to 5, and then it can go over up to 8 if you're tied.
Okay. What is the name of the move where the ball is banked off the corner of the table before being shot?
The 1-2.
The 1-2.
That made me laugh so hard. You said it so fast and confident, like, oh, the 1-2. Like, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
It's called the bank shot. So that one's actually easier to guess than you would think.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Maybe it's a 1-2. You go 1-2.
The 1-2.
The 1-2 skiddly do.
Yeah, well, yeah, because then I don't know. Yeah, I guess it could be. You call it the 1-2. What is the name of the move where the ball is passed between players on the same rod? Is it the butt shuffle?
Butt shuffle.
How did you get 2 on this? How'd you get 2 points?
I was close to 1927.
Yeah. Kelsey's very nice.
And I picked a country in Europe.
Former Europe, yeah.
That's called a tic-tac shot.
Tic-tac. That's the only one I can sort of do. Not really, but I know that that's I know that it exists. Like everything else.
That's what I can do. I've seen it happen.
No, everything else that we've mentioned here, I'm like, can't. That seems impossible.
If you got the row of 4, like the row of 4 plays, that's the most on a rod, right? 4?
5.
5. Okay. If you got the row of 5, that's where I got it. I was doing the 4 at the front. So if you got the row of 5, could you pass from 1 to 5? Like, could you pass, flip it open, let it roll, and over to the other 5? Are you that skillful, or is that possible?
No, that's totally doable. Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it's doable. Feels like the other players.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. You do it and you
just
flip
gotta.
Yeah, but you pass.
You go like that. I can't do it, but in my brain, it's possible.
Do you have a player like when like you watch like a basketball movie or something and they go like this? They go, oh, he always goes left. That's his move. Do you have a move that sort of shows your hand a little bit?
Oh, like the crane?
Yeah, like do you have a move that's signature to you, or do you have a weakness? What's your weakness? What's your best move?
That's a good question. So my shot is a push shot. And so I like my go-to would be a long push shot. So I'm setting the ball up and I'm pushing and hitting with the same man as far as the ball will go.
When you mean pushing, what are you pushing? Like if you're pushing and hitting, do you push it sideways and then snap it, do you? Or?
Yeah, so I've got the ball here, and this is my man, so I push, and then I go around it, and I hit it when I want to shoot.
Right.
Or I'll shoot a Euro pin, which I pin the ball with the guy's feet, and then when I'm ready to shoot, I just circle around and hit it. So I like to go on my right side, or I guess the far side, so my weakness is coming toward me. So my pull side is not as strong as my push side. I don't know if this makes sense to anybody listening, but that's the technical answer to your question.
There's some foosball guy sitting at home going, I've got her. She's bloody set her weakness. My time has come.
Don't you challenge people at shows too? Like I remember seeing something online. Like, is that every show you do? There's is that like in your rider at the clubs? You're like, you need a foosball table.
So the last year's tour I was on was called the Hustler Tour because I would tell the joke on stage about my family being champion foosball players. And I would say that I used to go to bars, know what foosball was, and if there were like drunk frat guys hanging out, I'd be like, oh my god, is this chess? Like, what is this? And I would play really terribly the first game, and then I would be like, oh my god, we should play for money, like let's put money on the table. And of course they felt so confident at that point that they would put a lot of money down, and then that's when I would pull out my foosball grip glove and then take all their money.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah, but
oh, fuck.
also, who sees like a young girl come in and thinks to themselves, I'm going to take her money? I would go, nah, it's all right. How much money did you play for? $100, $50? What did you go for?
Yeah, so by the end of this last tour, I was doing $100 minimum bets because then, I mean, if people were coming to my show, they knew at that point that I wasn't faking it or pretending like I didn't know how to play. And so then it would just be guys in the crowd who genuinely thought that they could beat me. So they would say in the merch line, like, I'll play you for $100. There's a bar nearby with a foosball table. And so I think one night I made over 300 because if people start to pay with their Venmo, not cash, that's a real slippery slope for them because they'll be pissed. They'll be like, oh, fuck, no, let's play one more time. And then I start to really get a lot of money from them. So that's nice.
I'll play you 300 right now.
Yeah, it's like betting on the apps now for sports. Like people are like losing a lot of money now that that's become legal. So yeah, that's great. It's funny because my aunt was really good at, she might still be, I don't see her play anymore, but pool. And it was like she would do the same thing. She would just show up and be like to a bar and be like, pool, go, I'll try, give it a whirl. She literally the same thing. Yeah. And then like by the second or third game, we just start taking people's money. And it's you come in there like, oh, I'm just a dumb girl, and the guys are like, all right, little lady, yeah.
I once had a bet out. I think I was near the Brea Improv or something like that. I had a bet with a guy like, it's like Twisted Sister. What do you want to do with your life? I want to rock. Right? Remember he said that, right? And then the song, I want to rock, dun, dun, dun. Like this, the guy goes, I love the beginning of that song. I overheard this conversation. I love the beginning of this song. He goes, I said, I want to rock. I said, no, that's off We're Not Going to Take It. You'd think it would be off this song, but it's not. It's off We're Not Going to Take It. And I said, I'll bet you $100. I'm sure of this because I remember that video clip. I bet him the $100. I showed We're Not Going to Take It. I won the money. His mate was like, you got to pay him. He's like, fuck. And like the guy was like, I can't afford this. And I was like, you got to pay me. That was the bet, man. You took the fucking bet, right? A bet's a bet. So the guy paid me. Years later, I found out it's on both video clips. That was like their catchphrase. They did it on both video clips. So he was actually right. We were both right.
Yeah, you're both right.
Wow. Do you want to give him back 100?
I don't know who the guy is.
The Brea Improv?
No, it was just a bloke in a bar. I was sitting.
Oh, okay.
I was at like what the Tap House or whatever, the Yard House next
Yard
door,
House,
right? And I did this bet, and the guy was like, "You got to pay him like that." I was like, "I'm $100."
Well, if you're listening,
no, then everyone will fucking claim.
Oh yeah.
If you found it at the time that it was on both, would have just neutralized the bet.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. But he didn't Google his one.
Yeah, he didn't do his due diligence.
Yeah,
that's on him. That's on him.
Yeah, fucking read the fine print.
Yeah.
You remember when you bet the guy $100 he couldn't take a shit in that bathroom in Boston?
Yeah.
That was fun.
And he did it though. And
no, I don't think he did it. Okay, there was
so we're in a bar. What's it called? The TAF or the
TAM?
The TAM. It's near the Wilbur Theatre.
Yeah.
It's a real little skanky sort of Irish
bar.
pub. It's a good fun place, right?
Yeah.
It's always full. We go down to the TAM every now and again. The TAM doesn't even have toilets on the door cubicles, right?
They have doors on the.
They don't have.
They have toilets. But
they have
doors.
toilets, but no doors. They're just sitting there.
And I think you and I were just at the bar. I was like, yeah, there's no door in there if you need to take a shit.
Yeah, and I sort of needed to take a shit, but I thought, I'll wait till I get back to me hotel because this doesn't look like a good shitting environment. And I think I commented quite loudly, like, why the fuck is there no toilet doors on this thing? I think the people had just seen my show, so there's some guy there. And I go, yeah, you'd never take a shit in there with everyone just. The toilet was packed as well, right, with open doors. And the guy's like this, I would. I go, no, you wouldn't. I go, I bet you $100 you wouldn't. Anyway, the guy sat on the toilet.
We were right next to him. Me, you, his brother, his friend.
Yeah,
we were almost touching his legs. That's how close we were to him.
We were all like, the toilet was packed, so we're all, other blokes had come in. Some guy's going to take a shit at the Tam. This has never happened, right? So the guy gets there, he puts his cock between his legs, and he's ready to go, and he's ready to push. And then the bartender comes in, thinking we're all doing cocaine, to kick us out, right? What are you all doing? They've taken the doors off because of the cocaine use in there, right? And he's like, "What are you all doing in there?" And I said, "No, we're not doing cocaine. I'm just paying a man to shit in front of us."
That's like one of those stories where a woman's wondering what her man is doing. Is he cheating on me? He's like, no, he's just paying a stranger to shit in front of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't have to pay the money out because he never got the shit out. You had to do it within the regulated
Stage
time.
fright, yeah.
The bartender was like, he was so disappointed in us. He was like, "What the fuck? What's wrong?" He was hoping we did drugs. He was like, "Do some blow, do some dignity."
If we weren't all wanking, it wouldn't have looked weird.
Oh my God! What a godless animal that he could do that with a crowd. That's a trooper right there.
I'm a man of the people, Kelsey.
We'll do
Amazing.
what is the name of the move where the ball shot directly from the goalie position into the opponent's goal? Is it the Hail Mary? Just humiliating.
So you can play goalie wars. That's an event at tournaments, and so I don't think that's a technical. I mean, you could call it a long shot, but
so Hail Mary. Maybe you got the
Hail
point
Mary's
there.
not bad.
Yeah. Hail Mary.
we can call it a Hail Mary going forward.
Are they called
You can name a shot.
men or people or women, or what are the little things called?
We just call them men. So
All right, and is there controversy around that? The people don't want them to be called men? I'm being serious. Like, I feel like, is that
no, I don't think the foosball community is not like the most woke community of people on the planet. You know? I don't think that.
And also, follow-up question, if the little men did have tits, would that affect the game?
There are some foosball tables I've seen where people have made them with actual Barbies. Like they're all Barbies instead of foosball men. So that's a whole other thing.
I don't mind Barbie. Barbie's
no,
a
it
good
doesn't
sort.
bother us, I don't think.
I'm looking forward to the Barbie movie.
Me too.
What? That's strange. I'm going to go see it in the cinema.
Me too.
My wife's very excited. She was a big Barbie person
Well,
growing
her
up.
friend's in it too, right?
Her friend's in it,
Yeah.
yes. Alexander Shipp is in it. She's one of Barbie's mates.
What is the name of the international organization that governs foosball competitions? Is it FOOSFA?
Foosball.
It is the ITSF, so the International Table Soccer Federation.
ITSF community.
Yeah, they need to come up with a better one, actually.
I'm part of the ITSF
ITSF.
community.
Plus,
ITSF. And then what is the name of the largest foosball tournament in the world?
So Jim actually got this right. It is the World Cup.
Of course it's World Cup.
I mean, of course.
Yeah, it's the World Cup.
I watch it every year.
idiot Forrest.
Where is it? Is it in the same place every year? Or?
It's in Nantes, France.
Where are the best players from? Like the Kenyans are good at running. People are good at different sports. You know what I mean?
He's got stuck on that one.
Indian kids excel at spelling bees. Prove me wrong. They do, right?
So, well, I think this is about to be one of the questions, but the top player in the world right now, his name is Tony Spredeman, and he lives in Florida. So that checks out, I think. I feel like culturally that fits.
Tony Spreaderman?
Yeah.
Spredeman, yeah.
Spreaderman. Great name.
Spreaderman.
Yeah, Spreaderman.
Yeah.
That'd be a good name for a drag guy.
Yeah.
Antonia Spreaderman.
What, wait, so did you say not? What's the name of the place? Not France?
Nantes, Nantes.
Oh, that's like a weird. Why is it there? It seems random. France?
Why not? The French love football. They win the World Cup on the regular.
I don't know.
Thierry Henry would probably come down there and give it a flip.
Some prejudice against the French, I guess.
What's the term? Like, what's your slang term for playing a game? Because like flipping for pinball or something like that. Like, do you have like a term? You're gonna go.
I don't think we have a term.
We
say like, do you want to foos?
Oh, you want a foos? Yeah, foos is a good. I remember once I had like a balloon guy show up at fucking my kid's birthday, not mine, right? And he was doing balloon animals in the corner, and he was really good. He was making hats and stuff like that for everybody, and he was making flowers for the women. Like, he was good. And then I said, there was this other bloke that I saw down at Universal the other day, and he made my kid a minion or something like that. And he goes, A tall guy with a moustache. And I went, yeah. He goes, yeah, I've twisted with him before. and
Oh my God.
So that's what it's called in the balloon community, twisting.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds very sexual.
Yeah.
I feel like, don't you feel like, you know what I mean?
Until it pops.
Yeah, I feel like that would be on Urban Dictionary in some sort of weird butthole situation. I don't know.
I've twisted.
Yeah.
I've twisted.
It is a butthole one. This guy, Spreaderman, is he the greatest of all time? Or just right now he's the best? Or is there someone that's the greatest of all time?
Tony Spreaderman is... I mean, there are players like Todd Lafredo and Cindy Head who have an insane amount of titles because they've been playing for decades. They're older than Tony, but I don't think Tony is beatable right now by anybody else. So kind of depends how you want to rank them, I guess.
How far have you gone in the World Cup?
So I have never gone to France for the World Cup, but my mom has, because my mom qualified to play in the senior doubles, I believe, and on the women's team. And then my brother, who is 6 years younger than me, he had qualified for the junior division when he was, I think, 16 or 17. So they went together and played.
Well,
yeah.
you should qualify. Go. I'll help you. I'll sponsor you.
You're gonna sponsor me?
Yeah. You'll have to wear.
so much.
You'll have to wear a jersey with me face on it.
T-shirt that says cunt.
Is there
Just a picture of you taking a shit in the bathroom.
Is there sponsorship deals to be had?
Yeah. Tony is sponsored by I think some pretty big companies. So
And
he goes to every
does it as an
tournament and takes
occupation.
first place.
That's his occupation.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he lives in an RV and he just drives to every state's tournament and takes first in everything.
What are
and
the
just wins all that money.
What's the prize money look like?
It's normally
It kind of depends. I think Tony probably walks away with several thousand each time, a few thousand. There used to be more money in foosball back in 70s and 80s. And then once video games started to be introduced to arcades and all of that, then people lost like the same level of interest in foosball that they had before.
Are there any celebrities who are foosball enthusiasts, whether they be really good or average or whatever? Like, do you ever like show up at a tournament? Oh, Charles Barkley's here.
No, well, Woody Harrelson loves foosball. So my mom co-wrote the World Table Soccer Almanac, and there's a foreword by Woody Harrelson.
Wow.
Wait.
And follow-up question, is it a good sport to play whilst high?
No, it's not, because your reflexes have to be so fast in foosball. It's such a fast-paced game that anytime I've tried to play high, it does not go well for me.
The World Table Soccer.
It's a great. I've never done coke, but I mean, a lot of foosball players, I think, do coke at tournaments.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably a more appropriate.
And they
that's
don't-
a more
hardcore.
appropriate.
They don't drug test at these foosballs? They don't check for anything?
Steroids.
I reckon ecstasy would be bad.
Yeah.
It's bad for it.
Yeah.
Ketamine, no good. Cocaine is your drug. Speed
Meth, maybe
would
some meth,
be
yeah.
all right. Yes.
Or maybe meth, yeah. And I'm probably speaking out of turn when I say a lot of players. I just know that coke has been, I think,
Adderall
probably
would be
around at foosball tournaments.
Adderall would be all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Snort some Adderall. You're good to go. I'm looking at Spreaderman right here. He looks like how you'd think. Looks like he's got the... Live in an RV.
He's
He's got a looks like a newspaper with Japanese writing on it.
You ever dated a guy that you met at a foosball competition?
I sure have not.
Ah, right. You said that with disappointment in your soul. Then you'll get there.
No, but you know what's funny? When somebody's really good at foosball, it is hot. I think it's hot when somebody can, hit the ball really hard and is good at it. So
When someone's good at
It's a
anything,
weird turn
though,
on.
when someone's extraordinarily good at anything,
Talent
it's
is attractive.
Yeah.
Except for like murder. Even then,
Ted Bundy, people love
the
him.
women show up,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
If you're a real A-class murderer, they were sending naked pictures to Dharma.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't want to say anything rude, but I think he might be a homosexual.
What?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
You can't say that.
I was just
Why are
trying
you
to
saying it like your mom's saying it or something?
add to the humor.
Yeah, I know. But I was saying it for the. There we go. All right, let's keep moving on. What is the name of the 1994 comedy movie that featured foosball as a major plot point? Porky's 4. I don't remember any movie. 1994. Well,
Is this Long Shot? Is this
I
the
don't
one
know.
you're thinking of?
Did you write this, Kelly?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, you don't know this. You can say I don't know about that. It's part of the podcast.
I don't know the answers.
We don't know. So
I,
see.
I,
Glad
I,
this
I was
question
thinking
made it
through
in.
the movies, and I thought, no, Schindler's List is later than 1994, so it's not that. It's a couple of years later. Although there was some foosball
There's a
scenes.
movie Underdogs that says it's about foosball.
Oh yeah, foosball movie.
You guys wrote the questions.
Long Shot came out before then, I think.
Wait, so Long Shot is a foosball movie?
Long Shot is a full-on foosball movie.
Leaf
with,
Garrett.
Leaf Garrett.
Long Shot sounds like a Drew Barrymore romantic comedy about,
Yeah.
they had one chance. It was a long shot. That would be like the tag underneath it. And it would be her leaning on her back, and next to her would be, I want to say, a young Eric Bana.
No, but look
No,
at
like Matthew
look,
McConaughey.
Look at
Ah.
this. That's Long Shot. That's the.
Oh, long shot. Bloody
That's Long
hell.
Shot.
There's nothing wrong with long shot.
Why is it Long Shot Kids?
I don't know. You can see there's Leaf. Is that Leaf Garrett in that one? I don't know.
I don't know.
The girl looks cute. I might watch a bit of long shot. Oh, they'd say kids. They've ruined it.
Yeah.
You can't watch
Well, I
it.
want to watch long shots adults.
Wait, so did we not know the video game answer then either? The mini game in there?
I thought Grand Theft Auto was a good guess, but I don't know.
You get 4 points
Yeah,
then, Jen.
I just look up trivia questions.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I don't.
Yeah, but-
I don't know
But
these.
aren't the answers
You
underneath?
got to know the answer.
No, not always. Sometimes
You just go on the net and look up questions without answers?
Yeah.
How is that fulfilling?
Well,
Well, because we don't
what,
know
you
that.
think
If we
I
don't,
want to spend hours doing this.
but you'll never know if you got it right. I thought the question would always have the answer right on it. Question
because-
answer.
No, I don't put the answers in here.
Oh, I'm going to have a webpage that just says questions that are unanswerable.
It's unansweredquestions.com.
Yeah, I'm going to go, what movie?
we give
had
our
four
outlines to our
superheroes?
guests.
They had 4 superheroes riding dolphins
oh, yeah, this
in
is Kelsey's
82.
fault. All right, well, let's get to the dinner party.
It's Forrest's
facts then.
fault he didn't send it for approval. I always send the questions for
did.
approval.
It's
I'm
my
disappointed in both of you.
fault. All right, I'm sorry.
be.
Yeah, let's edit this out. All right,
don't know
so
how to do that.
how about dinner party facts? Let's do that. I was telling you, Kelsey, that we ask our expert to give us one fact, something obscure, interesting, or it can be several facts or a story, something about the topic that is interesting that people can use to impress other people, or just tell them.
Sure. So I feel like it's probably easier for me to give some tips that might be helpful for you to be a better player.
Okay.
So when you're setting up your defense, this might seem obvious, but sometimes people will just stack their men directly in front of each other back in the goalie, which is obviously you're not taking up very much of the goal then. So make sure they're staggered, but then also tip the feet of your men up a little bit. Because if you have your men's feet straight down or back slightly and the ball is shot and hits them and your hand is not on the rod, there's a high chance the ball is just going to go through and into the goal. But if you keep the player's feet tipped up a little bit, it might just hit the corner and pop back out, or it won't go all the way through.
Yeah, that's happened to me before. I remember
I remember you called me.
it's hit it, and then the feet get they go up, and then they go in.
That's
Yeah.
why I was
like this
saying,
tip.
should there be some greasing of the rods? Like, can
Yeah.
it
Yes.
be over-greased or under-greased? Is that an official thing? I ate a
So
burrito on
there's-
the way here, and it's showing up on camera. The stain just happened. This isn't an old stain.
That is a lot of stain.
It was one bite, and it all just
big
went
squirt.
And I gotta go to the hairdresser afterwards, and that's always a place where people look fancy. And I'm gonna shut with me stained shirt.
Do you want to answer the
I have to
question?
lay
So-
back getting shampooed as the girl judges me.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, yeah, greasy rods.
Greasy rods go.
Yeah.
So there's a product called Foos Lube, which sounds horrifying.
It's,
but
it's
it really doesn't
just, it's
exist.
just anal-ease rebranded.
KY jelly.
Just Astroglide.
Yeah.
So yeah, it comes in this little tube and you put drops of it on the rods and then you spin the rods so it kind of coats it and makes sure that everything is lubed up and glides fast. Be any
That's legal?
sticking. Yeah. That's part of the table maintenance that is done before you get to a tournament. But I've walked into bars and I just see the saddest, like, shelter animal version of foosball tables in the corner that are just covered in shit. The rods don't move at all. And so I have asked bartenders before, I'm like, do you have any ham back there or olive oil or anything like that, or Windex? And I will go fix the rods because it bothers me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't play on tables where the rods
Bartenders
don't
must
move,
be
so.
excited when you come up and ask for some rod grease.
I thought you were going to ask him for Foos lube, which would be funny. If you don't have any Foos lube, we'll take Pram or olive oil.
I'll take
Yeah.
I'll take olive oil,
I'm
anything
just
you
jerking
want.
the rods off. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is just repackaged, like you said, anyways. Because I heard there was a baseball player talking about he used to put KY jelly on a ball back when they didn't even check that stuff, and he would put KY jelly in the back of his neck, and then he'd take a little bit and put it on the ball, and that was his KY ball that he did.
With,
God.
what if people want to go out and play and or want to enter a tournament? How do they go about that? And also, what bars are the best bars just to go down and just have a bit of fun with foosball?
That's a good question. It really depends on the city, but if you go onto Yelp and type foosball table, usually it will give you a list of bars in that area, and you can kind of look at pictures. It's easy to see, I feel like, in my opinion, if a foosball table is in good condition or if it looks like forests. If it looks like forests, then
I thought you
you
meant
would
like
know.
If it's in good condition or looks like forest.
Yeah, I was like, geez, Kelsey.
I reckon forest would make a great table.
No, forest apostrophe S, not if it looks
Oh, gosh.
but
He's had little men on him before.
And then if you want to find tournaments in your area, you can Google your state plus foosball or your city plus foosball, and usually a forum will pop up and show you what is happening in your state. There are foosball leagues in pretty much every state.
All right, cool. Well,
Does it ever get televised?
Yeah, so the World Cup was televised on ESPN2, and I was a commentator. So that was pretty fun. I got to do like sports commentary for the World Cup. So that does get aired sometimes.
so you got the Hail Mary now next time you do that. You can add that into the lexicon.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And did they pair you up with like some guy who's like a professional commentator of other sports, and he's just like, God, what did I do wrong? Like it was Joe Buck there. Like Joe Buck didn't do a good World Series, and now he's like, what am I doing? Foosball. All right, come on, Joe, work your way back up.
Yeah, no, Jim Stevens is the main foosball commentator, and he's really, really good at what he does. I wish that you guys could see an actual tournament with commentary. It's very high level.
And what color do you like to be?
Oh, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's
Right.
taking the ball and flipping it upside down.
Yeah, but I like.
She doesn't care what color
when I
she
play
is, so-
chess, I like to be the black team.
Yeah, inclusive.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like to go second. The white team goes first. I like to go second.
All right. Well, I think.
And is it a coin toss? Who goes first? Or they just dump it through that hole? Do they start with the ball in the middle, or they just dump it through the hole? And when you dump it through the hole, is it okay to put a bit of spin on it? Because I always try to spin it into my player like that when I go through, or is that illegal?
So it does start with a coin toss. And then actually now a lot of the tables don't come with the hole on the side. You start by setting the ball on your 5 bar, and you ask your opponent if they're ready. They say ready. And then you have to touch the ball to 2 men, wait a second, and then you can move the ball forward. So it prevents people from just hitting it wildly on the first second without the person actually being ready for it. So that's technically how it starts now.
What's the best bit of trash talk you've ever done or been given in foosball, not in life?
It's kind of fun for me if I'm playing a guy and I'm feeling pretty confident that I will beat them. If it's going to be the game-winning point, I tell them I'm going to look at them while I shoot it and score. So sometimes I've done that, and I feel like that's pretty humiliating for
like
them.
Tom
if I
Cruise
can
in The
score
Colour of
without
Money,
looking.
when he does the shot and he looks up and winks and then hits the ball in. Yeah, I can see
That's a good one. I like
That would
move.
be intimidating.
Got to name that move.
Yeah.
Jim's got a name for you. I don't know what's that move called?
Cooking the ball.
Yeah, good. I'm gonna cook you.
Yeah.
There you Kelsey Cook, thanks for being here. Go to kelseycook.com and you can find what city she's coming to and buy tickets to go see her. And also go and watch The Hustler on YouTube. It is very funny, and keep giving her those views. And the Self-Helpless podcast as well. Thanks for being here, Kelsey.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Thanks for having me.
That was so much fun. Ladies and
Thanks for having me, guys.
If you're ever in a party and someone comes up to you and goes, you can't get a ball on two players' feet and flip it in the air and score a goal, go, I don't know about that, and walk away. Good night, Australia.